Empty your mind.
Everyone wants peace, but most people don't know where to find it. They try to fix their thoughts. They try to control their emotions. They try to escape their problems. But the more they try, the louder their mind becomes. They think peace is something far away, something they will reach one day. After success, after money, after everything is finally in place. But what if peace is not something you chase? What if it's something you already have, but keep losing every day? Let me tell you a story about a man named Daniel. Daniel was 32 years old. He lived in a busy city working as a freelance writer. From the outside, his life looked fine. He had a stable income, a small apartment, a routine that made sense. But inside, Daniel was exhausted. Not from work, not from people, but from his own mind. Every morning he woke up already tired. Not because he didn't sleep, but because his thoughts never stopped. He thought about things he said years ago, mistakes he wished he could undo, people he lost, chances he missed. And then his mind jumped forward. What if I fail? What if I never become successful? What if I'm wasting my life? His thoughts moved like a loop. Past, future, fear, regret. Over and over again. Even when nothing was wrong, he felt heavy. He tried everything: meditation apps, motivational videos, books about mindset. For a few minutes it worked. Then the noise came back, stronger. One night, after another long day of overthinking, Daniel sat alone in his apartment. The city outside was loud, cars, voices, sirens, but somehow his mind was louder. That was the moment he realized something. I can't live like this anymore. The next morning, he packed a small bag and left the city. No big plan, no clear destination, just one intention: to find silence. After hours of traveling, Daniel arrived in a small coastal town. It was quiet, slower than the city, almost unfamiliar. People moved without rushing. The air felt lighter. He walked along the shore, watching the waves come and go. For the first time in months, his thoughts slowed down. Just a little. Later that day, he heard about an old tea master who lived at the edge of the town. People said he rarely spoke, but when he did, his words stayed with you. Daniel didn't fully believe it. But he had nothing to lose, so he went. The tea house was simple: wooden walls, a small garden, no noise. The old man sat inside, preparing tea slowly and carefully. Daniel stepped in and bowed slightly. "Sir?" "My mind won't stop." The old man looked at him, not surprised. Daniel continued, "I think all the time. About the past, about the future. I feel tired, even when I do nothing. I've tried to fix it, but nothing works." He paused. "I just want peace." The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he gestured for Daniel to sit. Then he poured tea into a small cup. He filled it almost to the very edge. The tea trembled slightly. "Take this," the old man said. Daniel carefully picked up the cup. "Walk outside, follow the path along the garden, then come back." Daniel nodded. "And don't spill a single drop." The path was narrow. Small stones, uneven ground, a light breeze moving through the trees. Daniel looked at the cup. The tea was full, too full. One wrong step, and it would spill. So he walked slowly, carefully. Each step became intentional. He didn't look at the trees. He didn't notice the birds. He didn't think about anything else. Only the cup, only the tea, only the present moment. Step by step, he moved forward. Time felt different, slower, quieter. For a brief moment, his mind was not loud. It was still. When he returned, the old man looked at the cup. Not a single drop had spilled. "Good," he said. Then he asked, "Did you see the flowers in the garden?" Daniel blinked. "No." "Did you hear the wind through the trees?" Daniel shook his head. "No, I didn't notice anything. I was only thinking about the tea. The old man smiled. Exactly. He leaned forward slightly. When your mind is full of past and future, it becomes noisy. It pulls you in different directions. But when your attention is fully here, in this moment, he pointed at the cup. There is no space for noise, no space for fear, no space for regret. Daniel stayed silent. Something inside him shifted. The old man continued, "You don't need to stop your thoughts. You don't need to fight your mind. You only need to give it something real to rest on. The present moment is always quiet, but most people never stay there long enough to hear it." Daniel looked at the cup again. It was just tea, nothing special, and yet it had done something no book, no app, no advice ever could. It showed him, not told him. That evening, Daniel stayed at the tea house. He didn't try to meditate. He didn't try to be calm. He just did small things. Slowly. He watched the water boil. He listened to the sound of tea being poured. He felt the warmth of the cup in his hands. And every time his mind started to wander, he came back to what was in front of him. Not perfectly, but gently. Again and again. Days passed. Nothing dramatic happened. No sudden transformation. No big realization. But something changed. The noise became softer. The thoughts still came, but they didn't control him anymore. He didn't follow every thought. He didn't believe every fear. Sometimes he just watched them and let them pass, like waves. One morning, Daniel stood by the shore again, the same place he had visited on his first day. The ocean looked the same, but he didn't. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't trying to fix himself. He wasn't chasing peace. He was simply here. And somehow, that was enough. Before leaving, he returned to the tea house. He bowed to the old man. "Thank you," he said softly. "I think I understand now." The old man nodded. "What do you understand?" Daniel took a breath. "I don't need to control my mind. I just need to return to this moment." The old man smiled. "That's where peace has always been." Daniel went back to the city. Same apartment, same work, same life. But something was different. When his thoughts became loud, he noticed. When his mind rushed to the future, he slowed down. When regret pulled him to the past, he came back. Not perfectly, but consistently, and slowly, his life became lighter. This is the truth most people miss. Peace is not something you find after everything is solved. It is something you experience when you stop leaving the present moment. You don't need a perfect life. You don't need to eliminate every thought. You only need to return again and again and again. So ask yourself, right now, where is your mind? Is it in yesterday? Is it in tomorrow? Or is it here? Because peace is not far away. It's waiting, in this moment, and it has been waiting for you all along.